Hello guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to today's video. Happy New Year, happy 2024. Today we'll be going over my 2023 favorites. I'm just super behind on all of my videos. Technically, as I'm filming, it's still 2023. I'm filming this on New Year's Eve, but I really do want to wish you guys a happy new year and just thank you so much for all of the support you have shown me in 2023. Truly, I can't believe I got to do this as my job for another year. I'm truly so blessed and it's all thanks to you guys. This year honestly was a bit hard for me personally, but I'm excited for the new year. I have some really exciting news that I'm going to be sharing with you very soon. And also in 2024, it's my 10-year YouTube anniversary. I uploaded my first ever video in September 2014, so I'm thinking of doing like a reaction video when the time comes around to that. But yeah, I cannot believe I've been doing this for 10 years, and although it hasn't been like my full-time job for 10 years, it's something that I've always been consistent with. So yeah, if you guys have been here from the start, truly you have watched me growing up from 18 to 28 essentially. That's like my prime years, you could say, and I'm really excited to create more content for you guys in 2024. I feel like I really know what I want to create now, ironically, like after 10 years. Not that like all of my past videos I wasn't passionate about, it's just more so I know what my niche is now. I know what I want to deliver and I'm excited to deliver. So with that being said, we're just going to hop back to last year a little bit. I want to share with you my top favorite products in 2023. Personally, the way I like to do my yearly favorites, I base it off the products that I have used the most. I do try out a lot of products and there's a lot of products that I love and I could recommend. But personally for my favorites, it's going to be products that I actually use all the time and that I can recommend with my soul. These are the products that I feel like you must have because these products I cannot do my makeup without. They're just like part of my routine. They are part of me. And honestly, I think you guys can probably guess a lot of these products. I don't think any of these will come to a surprise. But anywho, if you guys are curious about my favorites for 2023, let's go ahead and get started. You guys know the rundown. I like to go in order of application, and actually we gotta start with contacts because contact lenses is literally part of my makeup routine. It's funny because I don't actually wear contacts to see. I have, I would say, okay vision. I more so wear contacts just for the look of it because I truly feel like it enhances my makeup look, and whenever I'm not wearing my contacts, it just something's off. And I feel like if you are doing more like Douyin makeup style, you need contact lenses. It's part of it. And I have tried so many contact lenses. I have a whole drawer full of them. I would say that this year, these two lenses, my top one pick, and that is from Moody Lenses. It's Cocoa Gleam and Misty Roses. I actually took both of these lenses with me to Japan, and all of this makeup I took with me to Japan because your travel makeup is your favorite makeup. And these are the lenses that I feel the most confident in, that I feel like my makeup looks so good, and they're just my favorites. Like, they're my go-to. So these two lenses are actually the same lens but just in different color. So Cocoa Gleam, the one I'm wearing right now, is the brown, and then Misty Roses is the sort of pinky mauve color. And I will wear Misty Roses whenever I'm doing more pinky or cool tone looks, and then I'll wear Cocoa Gleam whenever I'm doing warm or neutral looks. Like, it's either one. They only come in the daily. I wish Moody Lenses would make this in monthly, because if they made it in monthly, literally I actually probably wouldn't wear any other lenses. I would be wearing one of these two every single day whenever I do my makeup, because that's literally all I need. But now let's move on to the actual makeup, starting off with primer. When I was thinking about primer, honestly it was a little hard to think of because I feel like personally for me, I could go without primer. I feel like my skincare does enough to act as a base. So honestly, I didn't have anything to show you, but this one I wouldn't count as like my 2023 favorite just because I only started using it like in the past week. So I can't claim it to be like my favorite primer of the year, but it's something I do want to mention because I've been loving it, and I know I'm going to be mentioning it in an upcoming monthly favorites. It's just I haven't done a monthly favorites in a while. So I just wanted to mention it quickly now. It's the Tear Tear Mask Mask Fit Tone Up Essence. So this is a tinted sunscreen and primer in one, and essentially the whole concept of a tone up essence, like it's gonna go on quite like white because it wants to give you that brightening effect underneath your base. And the reason why I love this so much is because it blends into the skin really nicely, and I really do feel like it preps my skin really well for any foundation that's gonna go on top. I did like a side-by-side comparison where I wore the primer on one side and the other side I didn't, and you could see a clear difference of how my foundation grips onto my skin. I'll have that TikTok link down below if you guys want to see that. But after filming that video, I've been hooked on this like primer tinted sunscreen. I'm wearing it today underneath my base, and I feel like my skin looks amazing, guys. Like literally, it has been a favorite, but I'm not gonna say it's like the best primer of 2023 because I've only started using it during the last week of 2023, so it's hard to say. But if I had to mention a primer, I'm gonna have to give it to this because I know this is going to be a staple in my routine. Then if we were to talk about foundation, I automatically knew the foundation I was going to mention because this is the foundation I wore all year round. It's my go-to whenever I need my makeup to look really good. I will wear this because for me, I want to use all of my products, so I put some things on rotation. So when I'm filming, sometimes I don't need my makeup to look like that good because you guys are kind of far away from me. Like if my face is looking a little cakey, like you probably cannot tell. When I'm going out and I'm seeing people in real life and they see me up close, I need my makeup to look good. So this is my routine, okay? These are the products that I'm gonna use to look good. Anyway, the foundation is the Unleashia Satin Wear Healthy Green Cushion. I wear the shade number 23W Bisque. Like the name suggests, it is a satin finish foundation, and it's different from your typical cushion foundation if you guys are not familiar with this. So it doesn't have like a sponge like a typical cushion foundation would. You actually press the product out on the side, and I really like this function because you can really control the amount that you are pushing out, so you really are not wasting any products. And I feel like with cushion foundations, the sponge definitely does soak up a lot of the product as well, and it's just very sanitary because you can always wipe this down. Even the puff that it comes with is amazing as well. But when this goes on your skin, it's going to give you a sort of light to medium coverage, which is something that I really like, but it still looks like your skin. Like I personally don't like full coverage foundation. I feel like it looks too heavy, especially when you're gonna go on with, you know, a full coverage concealer on top and then powder. For me, that looks too heavy, but this is the perfect amount of coverage and the perfect finish as a base. Like my base just looks like skin, like my skin but better, is all I can say. And they actually came out with a glowy version of this, and I personally still like the satin better. I'm not a glowy girl, so I already knew I was gonna like the satin one better anyway. Next, we're gonna talk about cream contour because this is the next step that I would do after my foundation. I don't do a lot of cream contouring. It's really just on my jaw and a little bit on my nose. But my favorite cream contour for I think the second year in a row is the Cosmetics So Soft Contour Stick in the shade Terra. The formula on this is very pigmented, very smooth and easy to blend out, and the shade Terra is a really great neutral contour shade. It's not too cool, it's not too warm, so it's not going to look ashy on the skin, at least on my skin tone. It's just so easy to work with, and yeah, it's just again part of my routine. It's something very small and niche what I do with it, like just a jaw contour and a nose contour, and I'm not even going that intensely with it. If I miss the step, then I can see the difference, you know. It's just something for me. But if you are looking for a good cream contour, I would highly recommend the Cosmetics, even the So Soft blushes. Then let's talk about concealer. If you guys have been following me for a while, I think this category is probably the most predictable, but I'm gonna plot twist a little bit on you guys, okay? I'm sure you know my favorite concealer. Like if you've been here for a while, you know what it is. We're gonna mention it soon, but I have been really loving this new concealer. It's from a K-beauty brand called The Same. One of their concealers are really popular. It's like their liquid concealer, but I actually got their Cover Perfection Cream Pot concealer to try out because I really wanted to look for a good corrector, and I've heard really great things about this brand, so I thought I would give it a try. And ever since getting it, again, I've been trying this for the past, I would say like 2 weeks, so I don't want to claim it as like the best concealer of 2023, but it is the only concealer I'm wearing on my eyes. usually with a lot of concealers, even if I like it, I'll still go in with a little bit of my Too Faced concealer, which yes, is my #1 concealer of 2023 again. I think we can just quickly mention that it's my favorite. I've used this so many times in my videos. I think for the past 5 years of my yearly favorites, this has been my #1 concealer. It still is, but I do want to give a little spotlight, a runner-up moment to this little pop concealer. The other ones that I've tried, they're a little bit more waxy and I feel like they don't really sit down as nicely as this one does. This one, you only need like a really thin layer, but the coverage is so amazing. I mixed the more pinky and the skin tone color for my under eyes, and I feel like this has probably done the best job of covering my dark circles, which I have mentioned has become a big insecurity of mine. And with this, you know, I'm not as insecure. That deserves a mention, because if makeup can make me feel less insecure about one thing, like my dark circles, then it deserves a mention in the yearly favorites. But I just wanted to further explain why I love this concealer, because there are a few new people here. This has been my holy grail concealer for the past 5 years. It has medium to full coverage. It doesn't cover up my dark circles as well as the same concealer, but it's the best liquid concealer I've ever tried, because for the coverage, it doesn't look so heavy underneath the eyes. I think the Tarte Shape Tape is a really nice full coverage concealer, but it looks so heavy and so dry underneath the eyes that I feel like this is just like a good happy medium. It never clings onto dry patches. It always looks good every time I use it, so it's just always been my favorite. It's definitely my most repurchased product and concealer ever, so I just quickly had to give it a little spotlight. Then moving into powders, first I have my favorite loose powder. It's the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Instant Retouch Setting Powder in the shade specifically Lavender. This powder literally looks so good on the skin. I've never had any issues of it clinging onto dry patches. I feel like it just melts into my skin but sets my face in, and I always like to be matte, guys. I feel like this powder I've seen out of all the powders I've tried throughout the year is the one that's going to keep me the matte for the longest, where I don't need to touch up for a few hours. I'm pretty oily, I would say. Like, I get shiny pretty quickly. I think I sweat really easily as well. This powder, I realized like I probably need to touch up in maybe like 2 to 3 hours, whereas other powders I need to touch up in like an hour or so. And also the lavender color, it's so pretty and it has a really nice brightening effect. It's very subtle at that as well, and it's such a nice buttery perfect loose powder. I mean, I've tried a few good ones this year, but this one would just have to be on top. It's like sold out everywhere in New Zealand, but thankfully my lovely subscriber Fee, she sent me 2 from the US, so I wouldn't run out. But I'm still using it sparingly because legit I just can't be without it. But then to talk about my favorite pressed powder, this is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Complexion Perfecting Micro Powder. I got mine in #2 medium, and I think you can just see from the pan that this is very much well loved. I think in 2024 I'm definitely going to buy a refill. This is probably just going to be my go-to pressed powder from now. I feel like this with the Fenty powder, like this is my combo. This is my setting combo, even just as a touch-up powder throughout the day. Like, it looks amazing. Then we're moving along into the brows. I'm going to sort of mention all the brow products together because I have a whole routine for my brows. My brows are a little bit more complicated because I literally don't have much hair and they're very sparse. So favorite brow pencil is definitely the Unleashia Brow Shaper. I actually am out of that right now. I just realized I didn't have any backup of those brow pencils. I think I finished about 4 this year. I'm not too sure, but I did finish up a lot of those brow pencils. It's my favorite. The tip is very micro and the product itself is not too waxy. I don't like a brow pencil that is too waxy, so I really do enjoy that. Currently just out of stock, but I'm showing you some previous B-roll. An honorable mention of another brow pencil is the Kosas Brow Pop Nano. I've been using this for the last 2 months, so the last 2 months of 2023, not that long, but I know it's a brow pencil I definitely would repurchase. Also similar to the Unleashia one, where it's very micro and very tiny, and the formula itself is not too waxy, which I really like. So this is the one I'm currently wearing, and every time I do my brows, I can't complain. And then for my favorite brow powder, I feel like this is going to be the same for the rest of my life. I don't think I'm ever gonna love another brow powder more than this one. It's the Anastasia Brow Powder Duo. I'm using the shade Granite, and I've used a few other brow powders. I actually have a different one in my project pan, but this is the one that I will use when I need my brows to look really good. It just does what it needs to do as a brow powder. Like, it's not too intense, it's very easy to spoolie out. It's just no fuss. It's the brow powder I've literally been using since high school. It's just part of me, okay? This brow powder literally is part of me. And I think this year I've overplucked my brows a little bit. There's not much hair towards the center, so now I kind of have to draw that in a little bit. I mean, you can't really see it too much because I'm still wearing my bangs, but to draw on those little brow hairs, I've been loving the NYX Lift and Snatch Brow Tint Pen. The tip on this is so easy to create little hair strokes. The only thing is that this shade that I have, Brunette, is a little too brown, and because my brows are quite dark, my hair is dark, this looks a little odd. So I go in very lightly with it, and I've been loving it. Like, I'm not saying I'm the best person to like recreate realistic hair strokes, but I think I do an okay job with it. And with this, I feel like my brows look somewhat a little bit more realistic other than like block brows. I've been loving this technique and this product to do so. I definitely just need a different color, like a darker color. But if you want like realistic drawn on brow hairs, I would recommend getting this pen. It's so easy to work with. And then for brow gel, I personally don't use brow gel all the time, but I would say the one that I've been using the most is probably the Deja Vu eyebrow color. And what I love about this eyebrow mascara, I would say brow gel, is that the wand is very, very skinny, and it doesn't like clump up your brows so much. Like, it's very lightweight. Your brows still can sort of move around a little bit before it sets in. But again, it's not something that I wear every single day because I don't wear brow gel every day because I don't know, ever since getting bangs, I just don't feel like it's really necessary to wear brow gel because you can't see my brows as clearly. But essentially that has been like my eyebrow routine with these products. Then moving along onto the eyes, we're gonna start off with eye primer. I think this also has been my favorite for the past, I'm gonna say maybe like 3 years. It's the Kaleidos Tone Activator Eye Primer. And the reason why I love this is because it's a little bit tinted, so it blends in really nicely with my skin tone. So it just evens out my skin there, and any eyeshadow you put on top, it's just going to be a little enhanced. Although I have changed the way I apply this, I will go in with a brush now. I used to use my finger, but I don't know if it's like the age. I don't know if it's turning 27, but I feel like my creases are creasing. They're creasing a little more, so even if I wear this eye primer, I do notice a little bit of creasing, so I switched to using a brush to apply it, and I feel like I don't see that creasing anymore. So it's just a change of application, but nonetheless, I still love this eye primer, and again, it's just part of my routine. Then for the next category, which is the best eyeshadow palette of the year, I feel like this category is a big one, and I do only have one palette for this. I mean, I've tried so many amazing palettes this year, but what is the palette that I love and I use every day? Like, that's how I'm going about it, right? So my favorite palette is from Flower Nose. It's from their Strawberry Rococo collection, but this palette is called Sweet Canellis, and I think you can see from the close-up shots how well loved this palette is. You can see in the dark brown, I've actually hit pan on it. So this palette comes with 4 mattes and 1 shimmer. The mattes in here are so easy to work with. I feel like they have the right amount of pigmentation. This is just the perfect everyday palette, and the ratio from 4 to 1 is perfect for me. I literally use every single shade in here. There is not one shade in here that I do not use. For the shimmer shadow, it's so pretty. It's like little scattered glitter on your eyes. It's literally the Urban Decay Moon Dust eyeshadow, but in a palette for probably like the same price as one single shadow. This palette is just stunning. It's my go-to. I love it every time I use it. It's my favorite Flower Nose palette in terms of everyday usage, but Flower Nose has an amazing formula. You're going to see a lot of their products coming up. It's definitely one of my favorite brands. I do sort of have like an honorable mention because this is technically a highlighter, but I use this as an eyeshadow. It is the Fenty Beauty Diamond Bomb Highlighter in the shade How Many Carat. This is such a pretty sparkly white silver eyeshadow topper what I have in my inner corners, and this just enhances all the eyeshadow underneath. I mean, the Flower Nose formula is beautiful as well, but I feel like with Flower Nose, their glitter is definitely a little bit more sparse, where the Fenty Beauty is a little bit more compact together. So you get so much dimension when you mix the two together, and this definitely has been a staple. Whenever I just need glitter to sparkle through on any eye look, I will go in with this, whether it's a natural look like today, or if it's a pastel look or a, you know, smoky eye. Like, this will look good with everything. It's such a staple to have in your collection, and I think they have a mini size, which would be so cute to have, so that has been a favorite of mine. Also, sorry about the lighting. It suddenly just got so gloomy. I don't know what happened. Like, it literally was so sunny before, but now it looks like we're about to have a thunderstorm or something. But the show must go on, and the next category is a little bit more niche. It's for my aeyosal. Aeyosal is like the under eye fat, the under eye bag that I would say in K-Beauty, J-Beauty, and C-Beauty. That is sort of the makeup style, is where you sort of contour your under eye bag and highlight it for that cutesy look, and it also opens up your eyes as well. I feel like it's very flattering. Who knows, I might regret this a few years down the line, but right now I love the look of it. So I'm gonna break sort of my routine down first, and the products that I've been using throughout the year very consistently to achieve my aeyosal. So the first product I will go in with is actually the Unleashia Pretty Easy Glitter Stick in the shade Sheer Skin. I know I mentioned this last year as well, and this is such a pretty metallic eyeliner. Like, it's so reflective, and for your aeyosal, when you want to highlight, you want something to be quite reflective so you can really see it pop and it can contrast against the contour, and this Unleashia pen definitely does that. And then I'll go in with this Floret dual-ended eyeliner. One side has a matte pencil, which is nice to highlight as well, but I really like the tinted brush tip side to contour underneath that highlighted eye bag. Because this is like a tinted brown, it's very light, so you can't go overboard with it, because sometimes with aeyosal it can look a little muddy, but this does a really great job, and it's super thin, and I think it looks great, so I've been going in with that. And then to top it all off, I love adding in the Cezanne Glow Liquid Liner. This is in number 10. I feel like adding a glitter on top really enhances the eye bag, and the glitter just gives a really nice sheen, and this one from Cezanne has been my favorite. I literally use it like every single day. I really like the color of it. I'm still on the hunt for something that's a little bit more silver looking, but for now this one has been my favorite. We're gonna move on to eyeliner. I'm gonna start off with my favorite pencil eyeliner. This one is from Can Make. It's the Creamy Touch eyeliner, and I love the shade number 1, which is the black, and then number 3, which I think is called medium brown. This eyeliner, guys, literally is perfect. It's first affordable, because Can Make is very affordable, and second, this is super pigmented, very creamy, but when you tightline with this, it's not going to move, it's not going to smudge, it's not going to transfer onto your lower lash line. I don't know the last time I've had that issue. Like, I remember in high school I would tightline with all these eyeliner pencils, and it would always smudge, and I'm always like this, but no. Get this, guys, and it will not happen. We do not want smudged eyeliner in 2024. It's so creamy, it's so easy to work with. Literally, the downside of this is that it's so creamy, and when you tightline, you do go through it pretty quickly. To continue on with my eyeliners, these two have been my favorite liquid liners. So I would say throughout the year I probably was using the M Cosmetics brush tip eyeliner the most. I have 2 of these in my collection. I use them all the time. I love it. It's just a classic brush tip eyeliner, and they also have it in a felt tip. But I would say more recently I've been using the Urban Decay 24/7 the Inks liquid liner in Whiskey, which is the brown. This is really cool because of how it's shaped. It feels like you're just holding a pen, so you can be very precise with with this, it's very easy to create a very sharp wing. So I would say that these two have been my go-tos and be definitely going with me into the new year. As for mascara, I would have to give it to the Oprah My Lash Mascara. This just has been my favorite. I love the formula. I love how it thickens and gives texture to my little lashes, and anytime you apply it, I feel like it automatically sort of clumps them together a little bit to give you that manga lash look. And also just the wand is so thin and tiny. For my tiny lashes, this is what I need. I cannot use such a big, thick, chunky wand. It's just going to get all over the place. I need something very small for my top lashes, for my bottom lashes. It's just perfect. I got lots of backups of this when I went to Japan. We're gonna move back onto complexion. We're gonna talk about the cheeks. So let's start off with contour. I'm not gonna be talking about any bronzers because honestly I haven't really worn bronzer, but I do love this contour palette. It's from Flower Nose. It's from their chocolate Wonder Shop collection, and I think you can see from the pans that this is very well loved. I do have a very solid pan in these and a lot of the embossment is gone. So the contour shades I'll use for my jawline just to further, you know, contour after my cream contour, and then I'll also go in on my nose as well, and then I'll go in with this matte highlighter slash powder and just go around like my T-zone in the center of my face to brighten and also to mattify my skin down. Flower Nose mattes are just so buttery and just so easy to work with. Like, they're not overly pigmented where you can get carried away. Like, it's the right amount and it's just so pretty. So this is like a staple of mine. And then for my blush, this is also from Flower Nose as well. You probably can see from the pan that this is very well loved. It's the Flower Nose embossed blush in the shade Unripe Peach. This is from their Unicorn collection. This blush is my favorite. Not only the formula is just my favorite, like it has this mattifying, smoothing type of finish. Like, I love how my cheeks look every time I use it, but also this color specifically, I don't know what about it. Like, it's a bit peachy, it's a bit pinky, it's a great in-between, and it's a great blush that matches a lot of eye looks, hence why I use it all the time. And you can see that pan. I feel like blushes are one of those things that's very hard to pan on. It is what I'm wearing on my cheeks, of course, right now. Next category is the lips. I have a few favorites here, all for like different purposes. So I'll start off with like lip care. I keep these two products specifically always in my bag. The first one is the Sigma Moisturizing Lip Balm. This is probably my favorite tinted lip balm because it's just so easy, so effortless. Again, one of those things that you just add into your bag, and I love the pink color that it gives to my lips. I would imagine it to be very similar to the Dior lip balm. I cannot say for sure, but this is just so pretty and it's so hydrating, and the pink lasts for a long time as well. So it's just great on the go. And then I also keep the Kate Lip Monster. I got mine in number 2 Pink Banana. This is sort of like a tinted lip balm slash lipstick hybrid. It's so pretty on the lip and it's so effortless as well. Color is my favorite ever, and the way it just looks on the lips, like it's so glossy and pretty, but the way it sits in throughout the day, it actually lasts a very long time. I would say my favorite gloss has definitely still been the Tower 28 Shine On Lip Jelly in the shade Spicy. I know it looks a bit intimidating, a red gloss, but trust me, because it is a gloss, it's going to apply on a little bit more sheer. So when it does go on, it blends out to be so pretty and the perfect vibrancy for your lips. Like, it looks like those K-pop idol type of lip colors. I've been raving about this gloss for a while now, I think maybe 2 years now, and ever since I got this and discovered red glosses, like guys, it's so pretty. Like, red gloss over any other type of colored gloss. But I would say my top lip colors of 2023 definitely goes to the Flower Nose lip creams, specifically these two from the Strawberry Rococo collection, which I actually finished up completely, and these two are brand new. I feel like it's not very often that we finish up lip products, especially like matte liquid lipsticks and stuff like that, But yeah, I finished it up because it's literally my obsession. It's my favorite ever. So I love these shades in number 4 and number 5. I'm currently wearing number 4 on my lips. This is like my lips but better. Like, I want my lips to be this color all the time. It's such a nice like pinky nude. If you guys have been following me for a long time, you know I've been obsessed with like peaches on my lips and just warm tone shadows, but now I'm all about my pinks. I want a nice pink lip color on my lip, and this is it. Like, this is a bit more approachable, whereas shade number 5, this one's a little bit brighter. I feel like you could wear these together, do a gradient lip, that would be really pretty. But number 5 is like my spring lip color. It's so pretty. Like, I love a good like brighter pink. I think once it's diffused out on the lips, it's again that vibrancy. Like, I want some vibrancy to my lips because my lips naturally are so dull and it makes me look unwell. So I don't want like a nude shade on my lips. I'm not about nude colors on my lips because that's just gonna make me even more dull. I want to look bright. I want to look young and youthful. This has been my absolute favorite, and I literally just got these recently, like a new one of these. I've been out of stock of this for a long time, and during that out of stock period, I was using the Florette lip creams. This is the collaboration with Miko Illustrations, and first off, the packaging, very cute, and this is definitely a good alternative to the Flower Nose lip creams because it is much more affordable, and also these colors as well. So from Florette, it's number 1 and number 2, very comparable to the ones from Flower Nose where it's like very pinky type of color. I will say though, with the Florette one, these feel a little bit more drying, they're a little bit more thicker and not as smooth as Flower Nose. The Flower Nose is probably like, I think maybe double if not triple the price, but I actually took these with me to Japan. Like, I still love it even if it's not as great as Flower Nose. I think it's still a good alternative, and it was helping me getting through that out of stock moment, so I still wanted to add it into my favorites because I still really enjoyed it, and I think the packaging is just so cute as well. Then lastly, I have like this one bonus category that I'm gonna be calling the extras. These are just like little tools or little products that I feel like I could not do my makeup without. So I first want to start off with the ColourPop Freckle Pen. I've actually had this for so long, and I'm surprised like this has not dried out, and it's literally such a niche type of product because I use this to draw back on my beauty spot. So I do have like a faded beauty spot here that I reinforce after I finish my makeup, and then I draw another one here underneath my eyes. This one's a fake one, but I feel like it just creates balance on my face. And the whole concept of like beauty spots, wherever the beauty spot is, it's going to draw attention to that area. So I guess if you have a small face and you want to make your face look a bit bigger, you would draw like a beauty spot on the outer edge. If you want to make your face look smaller and you have a big head like me, you're going to draw it in the center of your face because that's going to bring attention to there. And this little freckle pen has been like the perfect color, the perfect product to do so. You can obviously go in with eyeshadow, you can go in with, you know, even that NYX brow tint pen. You can go in with anything honestly, but I just have this ColourPop freckle pen that I like to use. I use it in dark brown, and it's literally the perfect product. It's lasted me for like literally years now. Then I want to talk about some tools that I've been loving. So first is the Picasso original spatula. I love putting my makeup on with this. It just applies the most thinnest amount on the skin, and I just like how I'm not using my fingers or like, I don't know, just something about this like application, just easy, and it's like very satisfying, and you blend it out, it looks great. I love the spatula. I use it every time I do my makeup, my foundation. Beauty sponges, I love this one from Morphe. I feel like this probably is my most repurchased sponge just because it's super affordable, and it has, you know, the original like sponge side, but it also has this flat side as well. I like to use this flat side here to like, if I go overboard my blush, just to clean up my contour or my blush a little. Really nice and soft. My favorite sponge. For powder puffs, I recently got this one. It's from Mick & Mac. I know you can get these powder puffs like off AliExpress, off Amazon, very cheap, but I like how this one's like a bright pink. It's from Mick & Mac, so it's like a New Zealand Australian brand. but I've been loving it. It's like the perfect size. I keep this in my bag. And then lastly, let's talk about some brushes. I got 2 brands that I want to mention. Pretty much all of my brushes that I use, I would say the majority is from them. I have a few sprinkles from a few other brands, but I would say like overall, if I had to get rid of like my brushes and I only could keep 2 brands, I would definitely be keeping these 2. The first brand is BK Beauty, specifically the one in this handle. I'm actually not sure if they have other brushes in different handles, but the one with the brown and the synthetic brushes, these are amazing. I love their blush brushes. I use a lot of their eye brushes. It's just so soft and it's so high quality, guys. Like, I've had these, I think maybe, I want to say over a year now for sure. It looks brand new. You are getting what you are paying for, and I think I do have an affiliate code with them. I'll double check if it's still working, but it's always in my description. I just love these brushes so much. And then the other brand is obviously Sigma. Sigma just has really amazing brushes. I have a lot of their eye brushes that I use all the time. Sigma is just a classic. Sigma is like the OG of brushes. So for brushes, definitely Sigma and BK Beauty, my favorites. But alright guys, essentially those were my makeup favorites for 2023. These are the products that got me through the year. These are the products that was on my face, the products that I love and recommend with my soul. I will have everything linked down below. Just so you know, I do use affiliate links. I also have affiliate codes. So when I say affiliate, if you do choose to shop with my code or purchase through my links, I do earn a small commission, just so you are aware. But that'll support me on my channel, and you guys have been nothing but supportive this year. Like, truly, I think this year definitely was challenging for me in my personal life, but I just love that I get to do this as my job, that I have you guys as my community, that whatever I'm going through in my personal life, I can come into this room, I can talk to the camera, but I'm talking to you guys, and you guys are there. You guys are always so supportive, and you got my back and everything, and truly, I could not thank you enough. Like, 2023 was hard, but I am very blessed to have you guys with me. But I also have very exciting news. Like, trust me guys, it's coming up, I would say, in the next few weeks, so keep your eyes peeled. I've been hinting to it a little bit throughout the year as well, but it's finally coming out. I'm very excited. I'm excited to see what else we have in store, and also again, I'm excited to produce all the content that I have in my head and the direction that I want to take my channel. I feel like 2024 is sort of, I'm not gonna say like a rebrand for my channel, but in a way a rebrand. Like, I'm still gonna be doing similar things, but yeah, it's gonna be a little bit different. I'm excited for it. I'm excited to focus my shift more onto Asian makeup, because I feel like that is what I feel passionate about. So yeah, I'm rambling a little bit, but it's the end of the year. It's New Year's Eve when I'm filming this, so I feel like I just really want to thank you guys, even if you are watching this in the new year already. I hope you guys have had a great start to the year so far. I love you so much, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!